Hello, everybody. This is my third try today to get a video out. My first one, I just botched it. My second one, I recorded 7 joyful minutes with no sound. So here we are again. Happy 2025, South Dakota. I am sitting outside. I was in the sun, but now the sun has moved, so I'm not in the sun right now. Yes, I am outside in South Dakota in January with what was wet hair when I started. It's still wet. And no big coat on. So that tells you how climate change has affected the Midwest. We're having a very dry winter. We need some snow so that we can have a reasonable harvest season and spring. I don't know what's going to happen next. We can't even plan for it. But for the moment, I am taking the small blessing of being able to get outside and get some vitamin D, which a lot of us in South Dakota and the upper Midwest lack this time of year usually. So glad to be here. Glad to be back. As a lot of you know, I took a long hiatus from recording because I was preparing for back surgery, which I did have in December successfully, as far as I can tell. I'm here. I had planned on spending all of my recovery time just jam packing in the recordings and filling every hour of every day. But post-operatively, I had no voice until just about a week ago. My voice came back. So now I can start reaching out to people again and recording. And the purpose of this vlog, when I started during the pandemic, was my goal to find a way to be in touch with people all over the state of South Dakota and make that connection. We've all learned so much about technology and how to do things like this and talk back and forth. And it seems like everybody now understands how to do a viewcast like this. And so I want to talk with somebody from every county in South Dakota every year for as long as I can keep doing this. So if you are interested in being on one of my video casts, for now, email me 605speaks@gmail.com and say, hey, this is who I am. This is the county I live in. I'm interested in doing a chat with you. Go back and watch all my videos. They're so amateur. They will ease your mind completely because basically I'm just a chick talking to her Chromebook. And that's all there is to it. There's no editing. I stream it live. This is not monetized. There's no sponsors watching over our shoulders. This is just a passion project for me. And I want to hear about what's a passion project for you. Some of my best interviews have been with people where we talked about their part of South Dakota and where they live and things like that. But then we talked about what they do that they love and why they do it in South Dakota. So don't be afraid of the questions. I ask things that you already know the answer to, like, does your town have a local paper? Is it still printed or is it digital? Is it daily? Is it weekly? Whatnot? Where do you get your local news when you turn on the TV? How many churches does your town have? What do the kids do for fun on Saturday night? One of my favorite questions is, what's the hidden gem that the tourists don't know about where you are? Where do the locals go? I do know one time somebody got in trouble for telling that, but but those are the best kept secrets to let out. I want to know why where you live is unique. And I also want to know why where you live is the same, because I think our state often feels a divide that is imaginary. We do a lot of East River, West River, conservative, liberal, whatever. Those divides are made by outside forces. A lot of us are living a very same and neutral life, and we just want to do right by each other and live a good life. And I want to hear about that. I want to talk to mechanics and hairdressers and the guy that runs the grocery store. I want to talk to anybody that volunteers to be a school crossing guard, that kind of thing. I want to hear just from people that just don't have a platform to talk about how great our life can be. I also want to hear about some of the hard stuff too, because I do find when we talk about things that are hard, other people reach in and say, hey, we had that hardship too, and here's how we made it better. So definitely want to hear those things. I'm definitely going to try and go back and do some re-updates and talk to some people I've talked to before. Chris Barrera, my friend from West River, go back and find my video with him where we talk about hunting Bigfoot in South Dakota. When I talk about my list of people I want to talk to, Chris is like, oh, I've been this, I've done that, I do this, I know that guy. Here's where you find that. So Chris might become like a segment, the Chris Barrera cameo hour or something. And last year I talked to a farmer who specializes in sunflowers, and I know South Dakota is the sunshine sunflower state and you see them everywhere. I did not realize that how much of a primary crop that is here. We're not just all corn and soybeans, and learned so much about that. That was very interesting for me. I want to talk to at least a couple more apiaries. When I started this project in 2020, that was one of the first things I did, was talk to some beekeepers. Bees just blow my mind, and they're a very important part of South Dakota and how we need to protect that. I want to get another librarian. Librarians are my heroes. I talked to one from Yankton, so go back and find hers. Hers is a great episode. Librarians are awesome. And yeah, I'm ready to get back in and meet you all and talk to you all and maybe do a little more traveling to some of the places I've learned about. So hit me up. Email me today, 605speaks@gmail.com. We'll schedule a time. We'll chat for about an hour. I do use StreamYard. So if you want to look at the website, StreamYard.com, and kind of learn how easy it is, I just send you a link. You click on it, connect it to your device, and it's going to be video and audio. I do have some people that are afraid to be on camera. You can just have an avatar and just do audio. I prefer to see your smiling faces, but that's okay too. If you don't want to do that, that's totally fine. So let's make it happen, South Dakota. Let's get together and create some media that's coming from the inside and inside of us and not from the outside. So stay safe, everybody. You still have time. If you haven't got your flu shot yet, get your flu shot. Make sure your kids and your adults in your household are updated on their Tdap vaccines. We are being swept with influenza and pertussis, which is whooping cough. Recently, there's been a child death from pertussis in South Dakota. Very dangerous, very scary. There are some people that can acquire those conditions, the influenza or the pertussis, not realize what they have, not realize how bad it is and survive it, but pass it on to somebody who's compromised. And that then becomes deadly. And we're not playing Oregon Trail here, people. We are too smart and too connected and too advanced. There is no reason for us to be dying of dysentery on the side of the trail, okay? Get updated on your vaccines. You can do that at your local pharmacy. In South Dakota, pharmacists are allowed to give a lot of the standard community vaccinations without a prescription from your doctor. Most insurances cover it 100%, cover the common influenza for sure is covered 100% by your insurance. So stop in, talk to your pharmacy and say, hey, how do I make an appointment and get all updated on my vaccines? And let's get it going. Because everybody that's here, that's watching today, January 29th, 2025, I want you to be watching in 2026. And hopefully I'll have talked to you by then and recorded you by then. So get your story ready. Reach out. Let's do this. Happy New Year. Welcome back.